I 23F met my boyfriend's 25M. Work wife for the first time and I'm devastated. So throw away account because this is pretty personal drama and I don't want all my friends knowing about this just yet. I have been with my boyfriend for 5 years now and he's been at his current job for a few years. We will call him Jake. I've never met any of his coworkers until last night, but there's one in particular who we will call Amy. He sometimes does favors for her, fixing her car, going to her house to fix stuff around her house, etc., and I was never really concerned because he told me all his coworkers are a lot older than him. However, one night while he was asleep his guy friend kept blowing up his phone, so I answered to let him know Jake was sleeping, and so was I, so please stop calling. Anyways, before I put the phone down I noticed 5 unread text notifications from Amy. I guess some of the spam notifications were from her. One of them said, "Great Jake, now everyone thinks we are fucking," face with tears of joy. This really concerned me, so the next day after Jake got home from work I asked about it. He said that both him and Amy were late for work that morning, so everyone probably assumed that, and it was just a joke. I thought it was a weirdly unprofessional joke and expressed my discomfort. He invited me to the bar with him and his coworkers that night so I could meet her and see it was nothing to worry about. It did not soothe my nerves at all. Turns out Amy is not a lot older than him. She's only 3 years older and super pretty. The entire night she was all over him, touching him, leaning on him, putting his arms around him, and even kissed him on the cheek, and he acted like it was normal. They were constantly teasing each other, in that middle schooler who doesn't know how to properly flirt yet kind of way. She told me all about how she loves him like a brother, and also told me she's had sex with half of their other coworkers, and that she got the next morning off work because she sent a coworker nudes to get him to cover for her. Later on, she started crying and sobbing at the bar, actual tears, because she's so lonely and wants someone to love her, and my boyfriend ended up having to comfort her. I'm just unsure what to do or say. My boyfriend kept acting like this was normal, that he wasn't doing anything wrong by entertaining this behavior. I can't ask him to cut her off. They're on the same unit and they have to work together. I literally do not know what to do about this, but I'm just disgusted knowing this has been going on these years that he's worked with her. How can I set boundaries when they're forced to be around each other all the time at work? Comments. Silver Grain Dust. Your gut is working. None of that is normal coworker behavior, and it's okay to be disturbed. One small step. Calmly tell him you need a firm boundary like no touching kisses, no outside of work favors, and see if he actually respects that. OOP, thank you. I will try that and see if he respects it or not. Most people were telling me to just leave, but a part of me finds it really difficult to end a long-term relationship without at least attempting to talk out the issue with him. Delicious Smile, 6271. Please don't stay in a relationship just because you've been in it for several years. I've seen so many people, including myself, become victim to the sunken cost fallacy in relationships. She's fucked half of the people at work, hangs all over him in front of you, and openly admits to using guys by sending nudes. Doesn't your boyfriend go to her place to fix things? I wonder why. I would be shocked if she hadn't sent him pics already. Redige. Hard agree. If this is how she behaves in front of his GF, then how is it when they are alone? She's very likely trying to sleep or date him. His ego likes the attention. A healthy dude would just set boundaries with a coworker without having being asked to. XX Logitech 98XX. You just tell him what's okay and what's not okay. If he can't respect that, then he's not for you. Ping Bingus. Bro, this is actually fucking unreal. Loudly. OOP. Yeah, I was literally in shock at the bar about how blatant it all was. And no one else reacted to it. They all acted like it was normal, so I was just sitting there in disbelief. Vacation Dad is mad. Girl, they act like it's normal because she admitted she had banged most of them. She wants your man or she's already had him. You need like super hard boundaries because she's already overstepping the line of what's appropriate. Full Frontal 687. She said she sent another coworker nudes. Questions. What kind of workplace is this where this is happening? It sounds like an HR nightmare. Has she sent your boyfriend nudes? Have you checked his phone? OOP. So this notification from your comment popped up and it made me think. I decided that even though I didn't like the idea of purposefully snooping, the curiosity got the better of me. I scrolled through his texts with her, and I found nothing concerning, until I realized the texts only go back a few months. I know for a fact they've been texting since she started working there 2 years ago. So I'm now worried that he deleted their previous conversation. I don't see any other explanation, unless she got a new phone number a few months ago. Update 1 month later. So to start this off, I have to apologize for not updating sooner. It's been a while and I'm not sure if you guys will even remember me or my post lol. A lot has happened and I've just been overwhelmed. I want to say thank you to everyone who gave advice. The original post got over 2 million views, so there were tons of comments, and I read them all even if I didn't respond. I did not expect it to blow up like that. Before I give the update, I want to give some clarifications about frequently asked questions on the original post. My boyfriend told me that all his coworkers were a lot older than him, but that was when we were discussing other coworkers months prior, so I understand why he didn't happen to mention the one exception, Amy, since she wasn't on topic. He was making a generalization. So update time. I did end up talking to Jake. I struggled finding a good time to bring it up because we ended up being invited on a spontaneous trip with our friends shortly after I made my post, but I ended up talking to him when we had a moment alone at the hotel. I explained how those behaviors made me feel, and he told me he wanted to discuss this, but wasn't sure how to bring it up either since we didn't talk about it when it happened. I was so emotionally defeated the night we got home from the bar that I went to sleep without a word. Anyways, Jake told me that he was also completely caught off guard by how Amy was acting at the bar. He said that, while she did make odd comments every now and then, she had never physically done anything until that night. He let their other female coworker know he was uncomfortable with how Amy acted at the bar, and she agreed and said she would not schedule him with Amy anymore since she manages the schedule. I mentioned in my last post that Amy was constantly boasting about sleeping with a bunch of men and sending them pictures or whatever. I interpreted this as she's trying to tell him he's down to do anything with anyone, including him. She's telling him she's interested. She's telling him she likes having sex. Jake, however, interpreted the flirty comments as her personality because she was that way with everyone, and interpreted the sleeps with a bunch of men boasting as I'm not interested in you personally, though, which is why he didn't find it odd. You know how when you start talking to someone of the opposite sex, they'll casually slip in a mention of their girlfriend-boyfriend as a way to let you know they're already taken and are only interacting with you platonically. He thought it was like that, and that was why she kept mentioning whoever she was seeing at the time. During our conversation, Jake reassured me that he loves me and only wants me. He apologized for not resolving this sooner, and that he just felt super awkward at the bar when he realized what she was doing, and he didn't know how to react. He mentioned that he would never do anything with Amy, or anyone like Amy, and that he found her promiscuity and emotional instability to be unattractive. He believed that the reason she suddenly started being so handsy with him that night at the bar was because I was there, and that must have made her lash out. But he promised it had never happened before that. After this conversation, and him showing me texts from his coworker stating he won't be scheduled with Amy anymore, I felt a lot better. Until Jake told me he wanted to talk one day. He said that even though he wasn't scheduled on the same shifts as Amy anymore, she started switching shifts with people to work with him. Because of that, he started applying to jobs and later on let me know he got accepted to be a field technician at Redacted for Privacy. He put his 2 weeks in at his current job, and now he only has 1 week left until he starts. It's a field he's more interested in, has better pay, and obviously Amy won't be there. Overall, I'm currently happy and feel a lot better that he cut her, and soon that entire work environment, out of our lives. We've been talking about a lot of things since then, better communication, how we can enforce boundaries even when it's awkward. I know this update is going to make a lot of people displeased. Most responses wanted me to end our relationship, but I'm happy with where things are going currently. Thank you again to everyone who responded, except the few who kept accusing me of being AI lol. Comments. Canoxians. I like Jake edit. I'm not Amy. One man band 1234. I'm not Amy. Exactly what Amy would say. LS Rels. Although Jake is moving on to better things, I recommend he very clearly tell his security company why he elected to move on. What Amy did, as observed by other coworkers, was a form of sexual harassment, and her changes to work together after the schedule was modified doubled down on the harassment directly leading to your exit. The company needs to be aware that they have a possible liability on their staff. OOP, thank you for the advice. I didn't think of this. I'll definitely mention it. Hopefully it'll spare other people from having to deal with this. Spirit Walker Torek. Green Flag Boyfriend. Murik. Dude is an adult and did the right things. Communicated and took steps to improve a potentially bad situation. Also made it clear beyond any doubt he chooses his fiancée, even if he is occasionally a bit naive obtuse. Because he is a guy. And as another guy, his explanation makes perfect sense to me, because that is likely the same thought process I would have had. Granted, I had it pointed out by others I was asked out for a date when I thought the girl was being nice. You really saved the day. I need to take you out for a drink, kind of thing. So take the oblivious as gospel because it is absolutely probable.